Hello and welcome to Gaming Gain. My name is Muzz and we've finished it. Well, I think there's a fifth one coming out and there's the spin-off one. But in the mainline John Wick films that are available on Blu-ray, we've finished it. Just kind of going to give you my overall thoughts on the film for this one. I still like it. It's definitely, I think, caught up to me watching four of these films in quite quick succession. I don't believe it's as good as the third one. I think the third one is still my favourite by far in terms of the story, the lore, the action scenes. I'll maybe give a wee kind of ranking of where I think they all are towards the end of this video. It's a slower paced film, which I kind of like that aspect to it. There was a lot more kind of slower moments, more trying to make more human moments, and trying to explain more of the kind of the higher ups that there is been going on in the John Wick universe. So where we left off, the end of John Wick 3, he had helped defeat the High Table from taking over the Winston's hotel. Winston then turned on him, which I did say that he probably didn't turn on him. He didn't. Spoiler, sorry. You find that early on, it's fine. Although if you're watching this for the first time and you've not, you could have been watching it with me. Never mind. So Lawrence Fishburne, I remembered his name, or I maybe just looked at it on the back of the Blu-ray. Morpheus finds him, kind of gets him back to health, and they are going after the High Table. And yeah, this one, I don't know what it was in terms of the action, because there's smaller action. No, I think there's less action moments, but when it's an action scene, it goes on for a long time. I think there's maybe 3 major ones, which 3 or 4 I think, and they go on for an extensive period of time. And the fatigue did set in during some of these action films, because I thought the third one done some really unique action set pieces. This one, I think the stairs was the only one, but that was with how it was shot rather than actually kind of using the different different environment, different weapons, different things within the combat scenes. So yeah, I definitely think that the action wasn't as exciting. It did, I felt, drag on a wee bit. Like we saw the armoured guys were back in one of the scenes. And yeah, it just didn't really hit the same. But I think that's because I've watched a lot of these in quick succession. So John is going on a way to try and basically kill everybody who wronged him. There's then this side story with the Marquis, which is played by Bill Skarsgård, who I'm glad to see is broken out of the mould of playing horror movie villains. He's great in Nosferatu and obviously great in It. But I think he's really good in this. He holds a presence when he's in the screen, and I put my money on it. He will be a future James Bond villain. I put my money on it. He will be someone who is a future James Bond villain, and he plays this character called the Marquis, which they've essentially, the High Table have given him unlimited resources to basically challenge anyone, basically deal with anyone who has dealt with John, who's helping John, and to go after John ultimately and kill him. So basically John flies to Japan, he meets up with someone, and then the High Table attack. They also have this assassin who, what's his name? They call him the blind guy, but I don't want to call him that. The blind guy. So he is basically he's a blind assassin, and they do some cool things with him. So actually, they do have some cool, unique moments with him, like he's using Ring doorbells or like motion sensors to like figure out where people are. He's using sound, and he's a very cool character because him and John are actually friends, but he has been basically kind of, he's got to deal with a high table where if he's given a name, he needs to go kill that person. So he does some cool things. There's the manager of the Japan branch and his daughter are there, and they are trying to fight him. The blind guy kills the manager, even though the blind guy was telling him basically, stop, like I don't want to kill you, but he goes after him anyway. And then his daughter's like pissed. It was a weird scene anyway. And so John gets away. He is basically, he's going after the Marquis, and they're going after each other. And yeah, just kind of, I think, and I'm kind of going to just skip over a large part of the film and kind of get to the end, because that's the bit that I really picked up, definitely the last third, I will say. So basically, they end up. John has to go to. John goes to Germany to basically try and get back in with his family, because he needs them to challenge the family of the High Table to a duel, or this Marquis to a duel, and he can't do that because he ripped his ticket off, which was across from the second film, second film, because he's on the run, third film, and he basically has to go and kill this person who killed him. There's a cool scene where the blind guy, John, and this other character called Nobody are playing this game of cards, and the guy that John wants to kill is the card dealer. He's this very over-the-top German guy who ends up kicking John's ass for periods of this. But ultimately, they kind of help each other, and John kills this guy, and he gets back into the family. He gets the duel offered to him. Winston's his second. Like, there's a lot going on. And yeah, it comes to the final scene where basically they agree to a duel at sunrise, and John needs to get there, but of course the Marquis, who's a bad man, tries to stop John. And I swear to God, I did not watch this before watching 3, obviously, when I mentioned the Warriors comparison, because the final scene, the final third, him getting to the church, is literally the Warriors, and I loved it. Warriors is one of my favourite films, and they have the DJ, the kind of sexy DJ, being like, John Wick, he's on the move, and you're like, oh yeah, they're really going for it. And there's different factions going after them, and even the kind of equipping scene, they even rip off some sort, not rip off, an homage to that. They make an homage to the Warriors. So I really enjoyed that aspect of it. Yeah, this last scene is just full of a lot of different action scenes, culminating with the stairs, where they're fighting up the stairs. John gets knocked all the way back down the stairs, and I was like, no, why? And then the blind guy helps him up the stairs, who he's going to be dueling against. So they get to the duel, and it's a proper, like, old-fashioned duel, and I'm quite surprised, because these highly trained assassins, who have both been shown to have incredible accuracy, graze each other in the first shot. John gets a good shot in the second one, the other guy doesn't. Then we get to the final one where it's just closer. John gets shot, and I'm like, what happened? And this is where Bill Skarsgård character sets in. You know, he's been a coward this whole time, but he steps in this time, and John didn't fire his bullet and just kills him. So John gets out of the kind of high table, the assassin world. The blind guy gets his daughter back. That's why he was under the thumb of the high table. Winston gets his hotel back, which, oh, I forgot, was destroyed. That was quite a good show of power from the Marquis. They actually just blew up the hotel. And that's it. And apparently John dies at the end, but yeah, I don't buy it. I really don't buy that he died. So ultimately, I still like John Wick 4. I'm trying to picture in my head where I put it. So I think definitely John Wick 3 at the top. Like, that is my favourite one of the four that I have watched. Then the next one, I think I'm going to go the second one, because I thought they upped the ante, they improved the story, it was a lot more cohesive, a lot of a better thread going throughout the story. Then this one, just because I felt it was slower paced, the action scenes went on for a little bit too long. And then the first one, because ultimately I think the ending was quite weak in the first one. But that's just my opinion. What would your rankings be? Leave them down in the comments below. So 3, 2, 4, and then 1. And 1 being at the bottom is still, like, that is a high bar. It's still a high bar. All these films are high bars for action films. I think Keanu Reeves just oozes cool in every single one of them. He doesn't have a lot of lines. He doesn't need a lot of lines. He's just, people kind of speak for him, and his actions obviously speak louder than words. He is the Baba Yaga. He's the boogeyman, and he is a force in these films, despite not really saying anything. And they're just good films. They're just good films. So that is my take on John Wick 4. What do you think of it? Do you like this film? Do you not like this film? What do you think of my rankings? Do you like them? Leave them in the comments below. And if you made it this far, why not just subscribe to the channel, because you know you want to. Ring that bell. And with all that said, all it's said to say is, any thoughts, comments, general hostile remarks, leave them below. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.